So yesterday we did get the gap down. We came up to test the gap, and then we sold off quite aggressively going into the US close last night. We are on this trend line, and I think this trend line here is ultimately the line in the sand right now. And what I'm also going to do now is just bring that trend line in, and you'll see now why when we get down to lower time frames. Okay, so we are in a triangle. We are consolidating in quite a big triangle. You can see the sell-off that we got last night. The trend is nowhere at the moment. We are pretty much in the middle of nowhere right now. So it doesn't matter what you try to read into any moving averages or any oscillators, anything. The fact of the matter is moving averages are flat, oscillators all over the place. So there is a slightly bias to the upside on the trend. But if you look at the structure that is breaking at the moment, I don't think we need to pay attention to that right now. Okay, so that was a triangle move up, consolidate. You would expect to move up to the upside. In fact, the S&P had a fake out to the upside of its triangle break and then promptly reversed and moved to the downside, hitting a massive downside target. But we'll get to that in that video. Just moving to the hour. Okay, so we do have this level here, okay, of 10.767, which has broken. We haven't had a retest of it. This bar here, we could see it as an exhaustion bar, or alternatively, we could see it as the start of this structure here. And I think the structure is pretty close to being tagged. It's very close to being tagged. Okay, so what I want to do is delete that. We want to delete that one. Delete that one. Right, so there is a gap down here. And then we have this level. You see, look to the left here. Look there and look there. So we do have that level to tag, and it ties up with the trend line. Okay, so I think right now we're probably going to get a bit more of a gap down, I think, or not. Just give me a sec. Okay, so DAX futures right now is 0.5% up, so that's 10.646, which is fairly close to this area here. Okay, so I think this trend line here is the one to watch. So ultimately 10.623 is the one to watch. I want to see some structure on here though. So you can see there is a bit of structure there. So a break above that on the trend line, a break above that would have given you the move to the upside. You got it close late in the day, which doesn't really count. Gap up, come back. There was your test. So that was your opportunity to be long. Okay, and then came back again to test it. And there's no real entry there again. But you can see how this level held twice as well. So what you're looking for is some sort of price action, and the way I do that is get onto the 15-minute, and you can see there's price action on the level. Okay, big down, inside bar, break above there is your entry, stop below is your stop loss. So that's the kind of structure we're looking for, and we're looking for something like that on 10.623. So that is sort of an area that we'd be paying attention to. Word of caution though, I think we're pretty much going nowhere. It's extremely volatile. Nobody really knows what the hell's going on. We rally because the economies are opening, and then when it comes to crunch, economies are opening, then we fall because now there's fear. So there is total panic and total confusion in the markets, and you need to be aware of it. So don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in the noise. Focus on a smaller time frame and trade that smaller time frame, especially with the DAX at the moment. So the structure really needs to build itself on the hour. If you need to understand what's going on in the markets, go to a higher time frame, see what happens, see how important some moving averages are. The 150 EMA here, for example. Okay, see how the levels are respected or rejected. And you can see there's a big level to the downside here, over there. And once you've done that, then you can come to your lower time frames and have a look at what's transpiring. Okay, you're not going to get every trade, so don't kid yourself. You're pretty much going to get trades that you're comfortable with and that you're confident about. And any sort of price action off a level is a worthy trade. Any price action where you blow below a level is also worthwhile trade, but not to chase it to the downside, to wait to see what happens at the level. And you can see back up, one bar pullback, another bar pullback onto the level. Gives you some structure for a break stop. Okay. So there's lots of opportunities. Yesterday was, with all these tails, it's not a day that you want to trade. It's barbed wire, big confusion. So confusion to upside, confusion to downside. Nobody really knows what's going on. So yeah, for me at the moment, 10623 is the line in the sand to watch. We're probably going to open fairly flat by the looks of things right now. I don't see anything else transpiring right at this moment. But watching 10623, you'll see any form of structure like this at a break above gives you an opportunity to be long. Okay, the converse is true if we break through this. If we break through 10623, you want to see price come back and test it. And I want to just get, something like that. And you can see we've got a pin bar off the level. Then we get confirmation for the move to the downside. So those are the two trades that I'm looking at on the DAX. Not really looking to chase anything at the moment. I think the biggest mistake you can make is to try get onto this move, which happened at the close at the open. It would be foolish, okay? Because that's exactly what the big boys want you to do. They want you to see this. They want you to get in and chase this so that they can start building their reverse positions to take you out. Okay, so be aware of that. Don't fall into the trap. Watch what happens. Wait for confirmation on the chart. And that's why I always say, wait for your confirmation. Look for your patterns. And there's actually two patterns. There's an inside bar and then a massive engulfing bar. Okay, it pretty much only traveled the height of that structure there in a haphazard manner, which was basically the gap close. But that's what you're looking for. Wait for your structure. Okay, if we do break this trend line, that is going to be fairly bearish. Okay, I'm going to give you sort of a diagonal head and shoulders. I don't like diagonal head and shoulders. I prefer to look at it differently, and for me, this would be a shoulder, this would be a head, and this would be a shoulder. So that's the structure that I'd look at on a head and shoulders perspective, 10, 2, 3, 7, but that's still far away from us. Okay, so what's this diagonal trend line? It is fairly strong. I can pull this back. Nothing really there, but this trend line is very, very strong. And I just want to check if there isn't another one. There probably would be this early one here. That's broken. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's the bigger picture there. Not a very pretty picture, but it is a picture of confusion, complete confusion. And I think that is the order of the day for the next probably the next couple of months. To be honest, I don't see us getting any positive signals or any complete negative signals at the moment. But if there is a massive catalyst that's going to drive this thing down, it could be the virus, it could be the fear around that, it could be the dollar, it could be gold, it could be anything right now. But this trend line is the one to watch. If we get below it, come back and test it, I'll be looking for shorts. Okay, and then for any longs at the moment on the DAX, for me, I'm looking to get out the top of this triangle. So that's kind of my view in this moment. So I'm sitting on hands on the DAX, not really going to be trading this on the lower time frames. If there are people that are trading it, and nothing wrong with it. It's just I'm really not interested in sitting here watching the 5 and 15-minute chart on this and just taking a small bite at it every now and then. I'm looking for a decent swing trade out of this, and it's going to come. But while we're consolidating like this, I don't think there's an opportunity for me anyway. Okay, so for yourselves, if you are trading this, 10623, pay very close attention to that and this diagonal trend line. If it does break through, watch out for a fake out. You can see there's a level here with a gap. So price could come down 10,540, buy a step in with the view of testing this level here, but then they break through. Okay, so that's also a scenario. So basically what I'm saying is a breakthrough, you're going to find some support somewhere, which is there. What triggers the short for me will be a bounce off here. Okay, but that may not happen. So what may happen is it sort of does something like this, and then comes back onto it, and that's your fake out for a move back the upside. Okay, so both scenarios are possible. That's just the nature of the beast right now. And what you can do is just highlight that with getting your flat levels in. So you know exactly where you are at any time. If you see a level coming up, take profit. Okay, if you get through the level, you bounce back, you test it, and you start moving, get back in on the trade if you were long. If it gets to level, start moving to the downside, take a short, put your stop to the top. Okay, so that's kind of the only advice I can give you on the DAX firm. But me personally, I'm going to wait for that triangle to break before committing to a trade one way or another. Hope it helps, and we'll catch you later. Cheers for now.